Hello! Whoa. Hello! Hello!
What are you doing, Zach?
What's up, Emma? Here,
Not much. I'm a little more curious about what you're up to.
we're at the DeKalb Outdoor Theater. I'm just testing the acoustics. You should try it. There's a lot of echoing potential here.
So, how do I test the acoustics?
Try it. Just, hello!
Hello!
Listen to it. Hello!
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 Jeez!
Well, what are you two birds doing here?
What's up, Kent?
What is all the yelling for?
We're exploring the outdoor theater. We thought perchance you may be wandering by. We could beckon you with our hellos.
Like a wandering minstrel from the Renaissance era, here I am.
We've conjured him. We've summoned him.
Well done.
So I'm Kent Johnson. I'm the Vice President of the DeKalb Outdoor Theater. Welcome to our space. Good to have you here. The genesis of this was there were a few members out of the Auburn Community Band that thought it would be cool to have a band show. And they would have been our previous mayor, Mayor Yoder, and had this idea, and Norm says, why don't you make it so more people can use it? And they expanded the group. That's when I came in. Several other members of the community that were involved in other aspects of the arts came in. And we started to develop a multi-use building. And as we were trying to figure out what the footprint would be, Norm again posed the question, if you could wave a magic wand and put anything at all on that stage, what would it be? And I said, well, I thought it'd be cool to have the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra on this stage. And he says, well, build your stage big enough to hold the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, and then it'll be great, right? So we actually went to Conner Prairie with a tape measure. We measured Conner Prairie because that's the summer home of the Indianapolis Philharmonic, and that's the footprint of this stage. We have had the Navy Band has been on this stage, Great Lakes Navy Band. The Community Band every August has a multi-community concert where they have 4 or 5 community bands from all over the area come and play, and we're able to fit all those bands on one stage. So it's really kind of cool that we can fit just about anything on here. Yeah, well, we always say it's like the movie Field of Dreams. The discussion had always been that we thought there were a lot of talented people in DeKalb County, but they didn't necessarily have an outlet to perform. And so what our organization originally had decided was that we would build and maintain a space for artists in DeKalb County to use. So we thought for that first year, now again we're in a big recession, right? So we thought for that first year, if we would ourselves hire artists and do a Friday night concert series, then we could sprinkle other events in and around that, and that would be kind of the catalyst that would help it grow. And when we came up with that idea, I was thinking, well, our series will be 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And our president, John Chalmers, who's always, aggressive and wanting to do it big, looked at me and goes, let's do an 11-week series. Okay, right now if you're a DeKalb County resident, it's $25 to rent the facility, and you can get a sound system in the stage and the restrooms, all for that. If you're a non-DeKalb County resident, it's $100. And so we have, like Serenity House now uses the place for their annual fundraiser. Big Brothers has used this. NeighborLink has been an annual user of it. An organization out of Fort Wayne last year called Gigi's Playhouse We have one night a year that we call Pajamas in the Park, and it's aimed towards the young kids. We want some type of thing on the stage that's for like 8 years old and younger. So they put on their PJs, they come to the park, they see a play, or they hear some kind of instrumental, and Gigi's Playhouse has combined with us to help put that on.
So it kind of sounds like it started out a lot smaller than it ended up becoming.
Yes, that's exactly right. We were just ready to embark on a capital campaign, about a $1.4 million capital campaign, when COVID hit, and we decided that all the foundations are using their money for helping people, which is a good thing, right? And so we decided that we would just not even kick off our capital campaign. We'd wait till the world got somewhat back to normal, whatever that's going to be. Hopefully in the next couple of years we'll get back to kicking off a capital campaign, and we'll see what this then structure becomes for the next dozen years. But
I'm interested in what you think about what benefit the arts provide to the community that can be used here. You know, why have this at all? What benefit are we getting for people for having this here?
You know, it's a great question. And about the time we were starting this project, I'm probably going to get the organization wrong, but I think it might have been the Chamber of Commerce did a survey of the community. What's good, what lacks, and glaringly in that survey, what lacked was affordable and accessible opportunities with the performing arts. And what we've discovered in our investigation is that communities that thrive starts the cornerstone with a good school system, and then has the availability for kids to participate in athletics, and the availability for kids to participate in non-athletic type events. So things like the performing arts. And one of the cool things is you'll see a large amount of our audience are made up of senior citizens. It's accessible to get here. It's affordable to get here. If you can't afford anything, you don't have to pay anything. If you want to throw $10 in the bucket, you can. And so it's not like prior to this, if you wanted to do something, let's say you wanted to go to the Civic Theater and see a musical, you'd have to find a pal to go with you, and sometimes that was difficult. But what people can do here is they can come by themselves, they can put up their chairs, and their pals are coming here too. And then they all kind of congregate, and pretty soon they're meeting on a weekly basis with all their gang, which didn't happen prior to this.
So we heard a lot today about sort of the history behind the DeKalb Outdoor Theater, and it sounds like it's just really full of community, because the community identified a need for the arts, and the community came together to create this fantastic space.
The cherry on the sundae is that this is a volunteer organization completely separate from any governmental work, so no tax dollars are used for this. We're a private organization that volunteers our time. We raise our money from private donations. And so that's kind of the last little cool piece of the puzzle.
It's even funded by people who care about it.
Yep.
By the community, for the community. Thanks, Kent.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Meeting with us and
Absolutely.
continuing to help provide something cool for the community.